This is the Washington Times front page for Thursday, July 13th, 2023. Thanks for joining us. I'm George Gerbo. FBI Director Christopher Wray frustrated House Republicans as he dodged questions about Bureau activities. In a highly contentious Judiciary Committee hearing, Jeff Murdoch and Kerry Pickett report Wray refused to answer questions about the Bureau's investigations into former President Trump and Hunter Biden and whether undercover agents were present at the January 6, 2021 riot at the U.S. Capitol. He strongly defended himself and his workforce amid the questioning, insisting the Bureau hasn't been weaponized against conservatives. Wray, a Republican who was appointed by Trump in 2017, said the allegations are insane. The committee also claimed the FBI was enlisted by the Security Service of Ukraine soon after the Russian invasion to demand social media platforms take down posts and block accounts. Kerry Pickett reports it suspected that Russian agents had infiltrated the Ukrainian intelligence agency known as SBU, potentially manipulating the FBI's attempts to censor journalists and at least one State Department official. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky fired the head of the SBU in July 2022 because the agency had been compromised by Russian spies. President Biden closed out the NATO summit in Lithuania by touting the alliance's staying power and asserting that Russian President Vladimir Putin badly misjudged the alliance's unity and strength when he invaded Ukraine. Guy Taylor reports Biden said Putin was betting NATO would break apart, but has not. U.S. and European leaders have sought, despite internal tensions, to emphasize the alliance's commitment to continue backing Ukraine. The two-day summit saw NATO leaders muddle through such sensitive issues as how to deal with lethargic defense spending by some members, while also celebrating Sweden joining the alliance and strategizing over how to keep Ukraine armed. A study has found the number of teenage girls visiting emergency rooms for eating disorders, self-cutting, and suicide attempts soared in the second year of the COVID-19 pandemic. Sean Saylor reports the study in JAMA Psychiatry found youth mental health visits to emergency rooms increased by 6.7% from the year before the pandemic to the second year of the pandemic after public health restrictions started in March 2020. Among girls aged 13 to 17, mental health visits jumped 22.1% from before the pandemic to its second year, the sharpest increase of any group. By comparison, the share of boys aged 13 to 17 treated in the ER for emotional issues dropped by 9% over that same period. And finally, national politics reporter Seth MacLachlan looks at how former Vice President Mike Pence is using his faith to shape his 2024 presidential campaign. Pence is rolling it into a broader message centered on restoring America's belief in God and, quote, bringing back humility and faith to our nation's capital. Find all of today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page or on the Washington Times app, and find us wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Washington Times in any major podcast app. You can also find us on Twitter and Instagram at Wash Times for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. For the Washington Times, I'm George Gerbo.